I'm Mo Rocca, and I'm excited to announce Season 4 of my podcast, Mobituaries. I've got a whole new bunch of stories to share with you about the most fascinating people and things who are no longer with us. From famous figures who died on the very same day, to the things I wish would die, like buffets. All that and much more. Listen to Mobituaries with Mo Rocca wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, so I just wanted to make this clear because I feel like there's people out there that get upset over an individual not remembering their name or not pronouncing their name, right? My thing is this. If you got like some long name like Akon, you gonna be dealing with that a lot, right? Or if you spell your name different than the traditional way of a name being spelled, like for an example, let's say if you have my first name, Tyler, but it's spelled differently, people are going to read it how it sounds in their head. You cannot get upset at a person for reading a name on how it looks in their head. Unless you want to do like some computer chipping type stuff and put a chip in their head, and then every time when they see their name, it's like a alert or something pops up saying like, this is how this name is pronounced. But my thing is this, I'm not going to be going in extensive like troubling ways to figure out how to pronounce your name, alright? If my thing is this, if you tell me one time, right? One time, and then I don't see you for a long period of time, and then I see you again. My thing is this, unless it's some like unique name, that'll be the only way I'll remember it. But if it's like not all that unique and it's just spelled a little differently or whatever, it's like, bruh, my thing is this, I'm gonna tell you guys straight up, my memory is like on and off, you know, with certain things. There's things that stand out, and then there's things that don't stand out. You know, in a person's name, I'm going to tell you this right now, that's like on the top 5 list of things that don't stand out when it comes to me. No, I had made a tweet about this right before I had start recording this. My old manager at my job, she was like the catering manager, but she was also like the cafe manager too. Chill person, like I still like chill with her till this day, but I didn't know her name until maybe like 5 to 6 months after working at that cafe. That's how bad I am with names. I would just, people probably ask like, well, what would you do if you had a question to ask her? I would walk up and be like, hey, quick question. How does this work? How do you do, or where can I find it? Or, you know, how is it like, or no, or even if it was like she strikes up a conversation with me, she's all like, oh, hey, Tyler. I'm like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, how was your weekend? You know, how was there? Because there's my thing is this. There are ways to talk to a person without having to say their name. Trust me, I did it for 5 to 6 months. And then she probably, and the funny thing is, she probably does remember where there's like a good like point in time of me working there. I wasn't even calling her by her first name. I call everybody else by their first name. I'll go and call the chefs by their first names. I'll call some customers by their first names. I'll call some of the employees by their first names. It was always with her. Never called her. I didn't know her last name. I don't even know her last name now. I'll have to go on to social media, honestly, to look up her last name. But I'm like, it took me 5 to 6 months to remember her first name. So what makes you think I'm going to remember anything else? Like, no, I'm saying, like, and so the reason why I'm doing this, right? Doing this podcast episodes because so today, so there was like 2 different occasions where this individual had joined my stream, right? So the first time they joined my stream, I don't know what it was. I don't know, like, you know, what time of the day it was. I don't know if I was like half asleep or whatever. But anyways, they joined my stream. Now, the way that their name is spelled, it's not spelled like how I would usually. If it was spelled like the way that I usually would see it, I would say it in that way. But it's spelled differently, so I said it differently. And I don't know, maybe they're okay with it, maybe they're not okay with it, but it seems like every time when I mess up on their name, they just leave the stream. Like, after that, they're just done talking, they don't say nothing else. They just say, hey, and then they're all like, my name is said in this way and things. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So anyways, so yeah, that was like the first time I had a conversation with them. They were like, telling me their name. I was like, oh, I didn't know. The way I seen it, I was like, that's how I said it. And I said it kind of differently the first time. Then this time around, it's like I somewhat said it like how it's supposed to be said, but I messed up at the ending part. Alright, sue me and things. But anyways, they go on to say like, oh, I told you this before, my name is pronounced in like this. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, because I can't really detect on whether a person has an attitude or not, through text messages. But a part of me, like, I took a vote in my head, and like maybe like 3 of the 4 voters say, yeah, that person has an attitude. And my thing is this. I'm like, okay, you barely joined my stream. Like, maybe if this would have been like the first, like, or like the first day you joined my stream, I messed up. You joined my stream the very next day. Then it's like I think the last time they had joined my stream was like maybe, last month or a couple of months ago. And I'm like, do you know how many people have like followed me and joined my streams? There's been so many different things that stand out. I'm like, bro, I don't be remembering streams like that, or be remembering people like, certain things that's happened in streams. And I'm definitely ain't gonna remember somebody telling me how their name is pronounced. So that's why I'm like, look, there are at times, like, and like I said, if the name is a unique name, right? Then I'm like, oh, okay, that's how it's pronounced. But I'm like, bruh, there was a clip of me, and I was like, I messed up on it. I need to post that clip. I'll probably post it on like TikTok or something. But anyway, well, it'll be posted on YouTube and TikTok. But anyways, but no, like the person, it was a name where I'm like, I had to look at it a second time around and be like, why did I say it that way the first time? Like, I'm like, what, I don't know. And I think it was like late at night when I seen that person's name. I'm like, no, there's at times I'm like where I'm tired and I'm just, or even if it's not that, where it's like, I'm just my focus is 100% into the game. I'm like, bro, English, words, names, all of that stuff, abbreviations, freaking crossword puzzles, tongue twisters, all that stuff, that has left my head. I am trying to figure out like the list of games I'm playing. I'm trying to figure out how to power wash things, or how to do a rally race in Dirt 4, or how to get, freaking the champion in Apex, or get a, battle, or a #1 battle royale winner, whatever they call it in Fortnite. I'm focused in on the game. So like, maybe, I don't know, maybe if I wasn't so focused in on games while I streamed, I probably would have remembered the person's name. But I'm like, fam, even then I probably still would have messed up. I don't know what the future holds for me when it comes to names. I don't know, maybe one day I just need to sit down, just look through a name book and just be all like, okay, because honestly, I'm like, that's what I most likely need. I'm like, a name book where it shows like all the different ways of a name being spelled, because I'm like, I'm not gonna know. But no, I did feel like that this person had like an attitude this time around, because after I had messed up, I was like, oh, I didn't know, it's like, and I feel like the next time they join my stream, most likely I'm gonna mess up. I'll try to remember, but I'm like, I told them, I'm like, look, you're not special, okay? Like, you ain't the only, okay, I don't think I said that, but I think I did say, like, you're not the only one I've done this to. I've messed up on other people's names before. I think it was one of my mods. I think I had messed up on their names before. And I'm like, fam, if the name, if it's not a unique name, or if it's I'm saying I'm not gonna remember it. I'm not gonna remember it. And I had to like, no, so one of my mods, so she recently, because she had like, she went by a different name when I had like had met her, but now she's going by her actual name. And cause my thing is this, I was like, this is a good friend of mine, so I really don't want to like mess up and call her the, previous name. But I don't think she would have tripped. I think, we probably would have just cracked jokes and laughed about it, but I don't know. That's something where it's like, I wouldn't have never known, cause I made sure of it, that I remembered the name that, I needed to like call her and things. But the reason why is because for one, me and her are good friends. We are close friends. I'm not going to mess up on a close friend's name of mine. Yes, I may do it a couple of times, but it ain't going to be all the time. And I ain't want it to be like that. I'm like, no, this got to be different. So I made sure of it, okay? And I'm like, there's been times where I'm like, I wanted to say it, but I'm like, nope, hold on, time out, rewind, say the right name. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I know people are going to probably be all like, okay, well, why can you not do that with everybody else? Because I don't know everybody else like that. If we're going to compare the amount of times my close friend has joined the stream versus the amount of times this person has joined my stream, they have joined my stream 2 times. 2 times, you know, in the whole time they have been following me. My close friend, she has joined my stream 2 times, all in like one stream, and that was like maybe in the first like half hour, okay? So like I'm saying, there's like a scale that you gotta weigh here, and then that's like a question I just gotta ask people: whose name you gonna most likely gonna remember a lot easier, a close friend or a random stranger? Now I don't really want to, you know, refer to them as a random stranger. I mean, they are, you know, a follower of me. Like, I want to consider them, like, somewhat of a, like, friend slash fan. But at the same time, I'm like, fam, you know, like, if I don't talk to you that often, I'm not going to remember things about you, you know? So, like, even if it's people that I'm like, that I've talked to, and it's like, no, that's just a thing, though, where it's like, if you hadn't talked to somebody in a while, even if it's somebody that you are close friends with, you're most likely not going to remember certain things the next time around when you do talk to them and stuff. So yeah, it's like it's one of those things where it's like, people, you cannot, because look, there's been people that have messed up on my name. Surprisingly, I've had people mess up on my first, middle, and last name, and it is the craziest thing ever. You would think, because if you look at my name is basic. It is the most basic and easiest name to pronounce, but there are people out there, especially Ukrainian people. Oh my God, like the times, because I had like a lot of Ukrainian friends when I went to school. So they would never call me Tyler. They would call me Tywer with a W, not an L. I do appreciate it because they're, you know, looking at me as a W and things. They're all like, nah, we can't refer to you as an L. We gotta refer to you as a W. So there's probably some sort of benefit out of it and things. But no, I kid you not. Like every Ukrainian, I'm trying to think, were all of them? I don't know if all of them were Ukrainian. Alright, so I'm just gonna, you know, just say there was like some foreign friends that I had where they would call me Tywer. There were some Hispanic friends at my, or no, more so at my old job, where they wouldn't even call me, they would call me a completely different name. They would call me Taylor. I had even a teacher that is from this country still call me every name besides my first name. I think she did call me Taylor. I am for certain 100% she called me Terry. What are some other names? People even mess up on my content creating name. They don't say TMossBoss. They'll say TBossMoss. There has been times where I have confused myself because I'm like, wait a second, hold on, time out. That's not how that don't look right. But no, there's people out there that have messed up. And then like, not even like even the pronunciation of how you pronounce TMossBoss. I've heard people say Tommy Boss, TMossBoss, freaking TBossMoss. What are some other ways people have pronounced my name? But I'm just saying, people mess up on my name. There's at times people, they don't even say like the full name and things. They'll say like MossBoss or Moss or Boss or T, whatever. You know, like my thing is this: whatever name you feel comfortable calling me, unless it's not anything, if it's anything offensive, I'm like, don't even talk to me. But like, if you feel comfortable calling me Taylor, okay, fine, call me Taylor. I had even my old supervisor at my job, she like had messed up and called me Tiller. Even went as far as to convince other people that my name was Tiller. Bro, the amount, I will never forget, that was like a prank, and I'm like, I never did get her back for that prank. I'm like, no, it's like, that's something where I'm like, I should track her down and like do something. But anyways, no, so at my old job, she had, I think there was a day where she had just accidentally called me Tiller. I don't know, maybe we were having a conversation about Bryson Tiller, or, you know, she was listening to Bryson Tiller, but somehow, some way, she accidentally called me that name. And then at that point, it had stuck. co-workers were calling me that name because she was convincing customers that that was my name. No, so here's what she did, right? So somehow I lost, and I feel like it probably was her. Like now thinking about it, I'm like, no, it's probably her. She somehow, some way snagged my name tag so she could make another name tag. So anyways, I told her, I was like, hey, I lost my name tag. Can you make me another one? Because I didn't know how to make name tags. So anyways, she was all like, oh yeah, sure, I got you. So anyways, she's walking up to me. She got this smile on her face, right? And I'm looking, I'm all like, that, no, I know that type of smile. She's done something, okay? I look at my name tag. It said Tiller. So now I'm ringing, and I think I've explained to you guys like how busy my job had got. Like we ringing up at least like 500 customers a day, over 500 customers a day. There was like at times it was like 500 just on the register alone. That ain't even including like the credit card machine, but that ain't even including how many people pay cash. So anyways, I'm having all these people come up to me and things talking about, I thought your name was Tyler. Your name is Tiller. She cuts me off. I can't even plead my case. She cuts me off and was like, oh yeah, we messed up on his name. His name is actually Tiller. So now these customers is confused, coming up to me every day of the week calling me Tiller. And now I'm like, no, my name is actually Tyler. I do have like proof, you know, a whole birth certificate and, you know, my ID and stuff. Like it says Tyler and things. She's in the background saying, nope, it's a typo. I'm like, I don't think that is especially my birth certificate. I don't think that's a typo. I don't think Bryson Tiller was not in 1996. I think he had to have been a kid himself, you know, in 1996. I don't think there wasn't really nobody, you know, with that name back then, but yeah, like my manager, they were calling me Tiller. I'm telling you, it was like everybody was calling me Tiller at one point. So it's something where it's like you just gotta learn to like laugh about that type of stuff. And that's what overall what I want to explain to people. I'm like, you know, you just gotta laugh about that type of stuff. It shouldn't be anything that upsets you. It's like if it's gonna upset you, then it's like, fam, then spell your name the way that it's, you know, spelled. Like, I mean, if that's how your name is actually spelled, then I'm like, okay, then, you know, like have it where it's like, you know, spelled in the way that people usually would see it and stuff. And the funny thing is like that's, you know, to even like I highly doubt that person from my stream, they're gonna be listening to my podcast episode. But I'm like, even if it's spelled in the way that it's like traditionally spelled, or like that it's most chances it's spelled in the way that it's, you know, pronounced and stuff. There's people out there that's or even gonna mispronounce the way that it's like traditionally spelled. So that's why I'm like, nah, fam, like you can't get on me about saying a name in a different way or something. I was about to say different direction. I mean, that's honestly how it is, though. I'm going in a far different direction of how it's pronounced. But no, seriously, you can't get on a person for pronouncing a name and stuff. And I'm like, fam, like there's going to be people out there that even mispronounce it, even if it's spelled in the way that it's supposed to be spelled or whatever. So no, it's like it's weird, man. It's weird how people they get on you about that type of stuff. Like even if they have like a name change and they don't really tell nobody. Like I remember there was this one girl, she had went and changed her name. I don't even know if it was like her middle name or what, but she had I think she just randomly started going by a different name. And everybody was confused because it was like, well, why? That was like one of the first few times I actually had like a friend that was like, they just went by a completely different name. And I'm like, huh, okay, like you know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, it's like, and that's the thing where it's like, you know, like if it's however it's said in the yearbook, that's what I was doing back when I was in school. I'm like, if a kid ever, you know, got on me about that type of stuff, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going based off of last year's yearbook. I'm not going based off of your Xbox name or your Facebook name, your Twitter name, your YouTube name. No, I'm going based off of what's in the yearbook. The yearbook is pretty much a birth certificate when you think about it. It's going to have people's real names. And even at times, no, I had one of my friends, her name was misspelled in the yearbook. So, like, yeah, you know, there's at times people make, like, typos and things, but if it's a basic name and it's spelled in a certain, but you all like, no, I want to be called Bartholomew Jackson or something. I'm like, nah, fam, I'm not calling you that. I'm like, or if that's what you really, I'm like, all right, I'll try. But if I mess up, then it's like, okay, like, you know, it's freaking sue me, take me to court. It's like, oh yeah, it's like name abuse, you know, whatever you want to call it. But no, then I remember there was another time on Twitch where somebody was like, he actually did get mad at me for mispronouncing his name, and I'm like, okay, well, I could tell like the conversation ain't gonna be good with you, so you could go ahead and just leave my stream. Like, no, it's stuff like that where it's like, you're gonna get mad at a person for mispronouncing your name, then it's like, or no, and I think that's what he goes on to say. He was like, pronounce it right, and I'm all like, hold on. You can calm down with that energy that you got going on right now. I'll pronounce it the way I feel like pronouncing it. Why? Because this is my stream. If you gonna be disrespectful to me, I'm gonna be disrespectful to you, and that's just facts, alright? So, if you leave, hey, that's on you. I ain't gonna trip about it. In fact, I'm probably gonna be happy about it and stuff. So, yeah, it's at times people, they're all like, you know, if your name is said in a different way, it's like, just tell a person, it's like, you know, it's not said like that, it's said like this, or just, you know, laugh about it. Man, I'm telling you, because I'm like, if I had spent, because no, there was the one time where I remember at my old job, where I had told the Hispanic co-workers, because they all called me Taylor. They all like had got into a huddle and they said his name is Taylor. Even if he tells us it's Tyler or whatever that other name is, we call him the boy Taylor. So no, it's like all those guys. I remember there was one day I sat down, we were just cleaning. And then, so I think that's what it was. It was another employee that was there, and I think it was the one. She was also Hispanic, but she knew, like, so the thing is, I think she was more so like how can I place it in words? Like, because I don't want to say anything disrespectful and things, and so, but like she was good at, you know. It ain't even like, I think like English is like her not first language. It's like a tie. It's a tie between Spanish and English. Like, she can speak English and stuff, but she also can speak Spanish. But anyways, all right, now that we have moved on from that. So, no, I think it was her that told them, like, you know his name is Tyler, right? And they're looking at her like, wait a minute, what? Like, Tyler? No, we gonna call him Taylor and stuff. So no, it was just, you know, you have to live with that type of stuff. And I'm like, hey, if that's how they pronounce it, then that's how they gonna pronounce it and stuff. So I'm like, I can't get on them about that. I'm pretty sure, you know, their name is pronounced in a way, and I'm not saying it in that way. So I'm like, fam, it's just a mutual name thing that we got going on. So. But anyways, yeah, just pretty much moral of this podcast episode, it's like, do not get on the person for how they pronounce your name. If they pronounce it different than everybody else, that's how they're going to pronounce it. If English is not their first language, I'm going to tell y'all right now, English is like somewhat of my first language, but it's like, it's an English that's not from like an English-based country. It's like one of them like other English countries or something. It's going to sound different and things, but anyways, or it's just, you know, I'm trying to think of like it's just how black people are, man. It's like, if I'm gonna be truthfully honest with you, black people, it's like, we'll look at a person's name and be all like, dang, that's your name? I'm like, all right, cool, I guess. I'm like, if it ain't like a black name, the funny thing is, it could be like a mad difficult black name, can pronounce it, no problem about it. But if it's anything else, I'm like, nah, I don't know about that. It's, you know, I'm gonna just go ahead and, you know, because it's just, it's how, like, it, you know how, like, with Spanish names, how, like, if, you know, they say, like, a name, and they got a lot of R's in it, and then they be rolling their tongue and stuff, and I'm like, okay, you know, that's, like, how it is, but I'm like, that's just how it is with us. We're gonna mess up on some names and stuff, so, anyways, and even if it's a basic name, it's just, that's the Ebonics in us. We can't help it, so. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.